The Country Liberal Party Senator Jacinta Price says she's confident the CLP will formally oppose an Indigenous voice to Parliament. Let's bring in Matt Cunningham in Darwin, who's following the story. Matt, you've been revealing today that rank and file members want the CLP to oppose the voice. What are they saying?
Well, Ash, we have obtained these motions, these three draft motions that have been put forward by branches of the Country Liberal Party ahead of the party's Central Council meeting this weekend. They come from the Darwin, Rural and Alice Springs branches. All of those branches are urging the Country Liberal Party at its meeting to formally adopt a position opposing the voice to Parliament. If we have a bit of a look at what they're saying, the Rural branch says in its motion, the money spent on this body with the immense number of resources to support it would be better spent on programs that actually assisted Aboriginal people. The voice will not fix Aboriginal people's health issues, poverty issues, housing and alcohol issues. The Alice Springs branch says the voice goes directly against CLP ideologies and beliefs which are inclusive and do not differentiate Territorians based on race. That is what is needed are practical measures, not an ideal that lacks detail and divides us along the lines of race. Now, Laura Jays spoke to Country Liberal Party Senator Jacinta Price this morning. She has obviously been one of the most prominent figures in the National No campaign. Here's what she had to say about these motions.
Conversations I've had certainly with Aboriginal Territorians suggest that they don't want another overarching bureaucratic gatekeeping body, but rather the opposite.
Ash, this sets up something of a showdown at the Country Liberal Party Central Council meeting this weekend. There are others within the party who are concerned that if the CLP does oppose the voice, it could have dire electoral consequences at next year's Northern Territory election. There are a couple of seats that it holds by just a handful of votes that are largely inhabited by Aboriginal people, and there are concerns that if they formally oppose the voice, Labor could use that against them. Leah Finocchiaro, the Country Liberal Party leader, has been trying to walk a more moderate line. Here's what she had to say to reporters about the voice on Tuesday.
We're not opposed to the voice. What we care very much about is that the referendum is treated with respect. We want to make sure that every single Territorian understands what they're voting for, understands the detail behind it. We're certainly open to what it is a voice could do for the Northern Territory, but the last thing we want it to be is people from Sydney and Melbourne dictating the lives of Territorians.
We shouldn't be surprised, Ash, that the Labor Party has tried to grab hold of this issue and wedge the CLP. It's had a horrible few weeks dealing with the crisis in Alice Springs and its backflip on that decision to allow alcohol back into Aboriginal town camps. It's now moved a motion in the Northern Territory Parliament calling for the NT Parliament to support a voice to Parliament. That's being debated at the moment. Here's Natasha Files, the Northern Territory Chief Minister, speaking before Parliament resumed this morning.
We'll be watching every single member, whether they support this or not. We have had leaders from different political persuasions support this. And I can imagine for some of those Conservative leaders, it wasn't easy in their party room, but they did the right thing because they know that the voice is important for Aboriginal Australians.
The CLP has just indicated it will abstain from voting on that motion in the NT Parliament today. Josh Burgoyne, the opposition whip, has made that point. The CLP also pointing out that the Northern Territory's Chief Minister failed to listen to a few Aboriginal voices within the federal government when it came to the issue of those Aboriginal town camps and the alcohol bans. Those bans have actually been reinstated today, Ash. That legislation passed the Parliament earlier this week to put those bans back in place. The Chief Minister has said that as of today, those alcohol bans have been reinstated in Aboriginal town camps and some of those smaller Indigenous communities.
Matt Cunningham, live in Darwin. Thank you.